Hey everyone, I'm Laura Brandao, the chair of NAMMBA's Visionary program, and today I am joined by the one and only Brian Vieaux, the president of FinLocker, and he is going to share with us his how and his why. So first off, Brian, please tell us your story. How did you come into the mortgage industry?
Awesome question. So as we all know, there's a prescribed path when you go to college to get into the mortgage business, right? You sign up for all these classes and yeah, right. No, I didn't even know what a mortgage was in college. I barely knew that there was a T in the word. Um, how I got in was I got married young, right out of graduated college, got married, and my father-in-law, and I was working for a builder. I was in construction and it was kind of doing the business side of that for this guy. Paid me cash, life was great. And my father-in-law said, my father-in-law was self-employed. So his, among being happy for his daughter being married, he was really excited to get her off of his benefits program. So he basically told me, you need to get health insurance benefits. I'm like, well, I don't even know what that is. So I, old school pre-LinkedIn, printed out my resume and went around the surrounding areas of Southeast, putting my resume in and applying for positions, and got a few callbacks. And one was from an interesting company called Fireman's Fund. I remember seeing their red helmet on the building, on the highway, and never knew what they did. Went in and interviewed, and they asked me to come back the next day and start. And
Wow.
my main objective was, do you have benefits? When they said yes, I'm like, okay, this is going to work for me. And basically, they're a mortgage servicing company, and they're the predecessor company that became Source One Mortgage and was sold to Citibank in the late '90s. But I got in because I needed to have benefits. And my first day on the job, I was handed a stack of return phone calls, and there was 3 pieces of data. There was a name, a number with a percentage next to it, which I was going to learn what that meant, and a phone number. And all I had to do was call each of them and say, if you're currently at 12%, would you like 10.5%? If they said yes, I put them in a stack, and then somebody else called them back. If they said no, I threw it away. That was my day one job getting into the business that led ultimately to becoming an originator and then starting to lead production channels. So not a focused effort to get in the business, but it's now almost 30 years later, and it's all I know, and I love it.
Oh, isn't that awesome? That is a great story. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
Well, that leads me to the next question. You are a NAMMBA Visionary Ambassador, and I know for all of us that are part of this ambassador program, there's a reason. There's a special why behind it. So please share that with us.
Yeah. So first off, I know Tony Thompson very well, and from the day he started NAMMBA, I was excited and saw the need for what they were doing in the space. And then in my new role at FinLocker, we've built this technology that enables financial health, wellness, and literacy. And as Tony was describing their mission, to bring all of this fresh blood into our business, so needed, right? But more importantly, or as important to bringing young people into the business, bringing diverse young people into the business. I looked at it and said, this is like fits our mission at FinLocker. And so it was perfectly aligned with kind of the way we think about our product, our platform, and how we help consumers with financial health and wellness. And right, wrong, or indifferent, I have a expanded Rolodex, and I'm happy to reach out for good causes. And there's nothing better than what's going on at NAMMBA with this mission. So super excited to be part of it. We're partnering with NAMMBA to provide free FinLockers to the students as a tool to help them with financial literacy, health, and wellness. And so we're just couldn't be happier to be part of this.
That is fantastic. And actually, Brian, since we have you, can you tell us what is a FinLocker? Like, explain that to us.
So FinLocker, right? Financial locker. So if you think about, any one of us has a dozen or so financial apps on our phone. Most of those apps are branded to some company that's ultimately serving or serving up the consumer's information as a lead to other financial services providers. We've taken a bunch of functionality that you would have to go get on Mint, on Credit Karma, on NerdWallet, on Zillow, et cetera. And we combined it in one super financial app, but then we brand it under AFR as an example. And it becomes your part of your tech stack that you provide to your consumers to add value to your consumer relationship and then keep them in your ecosystem. But at the same time, as you think about first-time home buyers, I mentioned a couple times financial health, wellness, and literacy. We're really focused on helping prepare consumers to achieve the dream of home ownership. And so we kind of start with a consumer very early in their journey and can take them all the way through that purchase of a home and getting a mortgage, and then the locker lives on as an app on their phone beyond that as a customer for life tool for the lender. So that's the that's the high level overview.
That is awesome. And I appreciate you explaining that because it does tie very nicely into NAMMBA and the Visionary program. So thank you very much. Well, Brian, thank you for sharing your story, your how, your why, and continuing to make a difference within our community. Thank you so
Laura.
much.
Thank you.